Ibn Al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, one of the greatest scholars of Al-Islam and one of my personal favorite authors, he says that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Adam from paradise, when he expelled him and sent him down to earth, removed him from Jannah, he did this based off of ultimate wisdom, ultimate profound purpose. Why was Adam alayhi salam removed from paradise? Why did he come to a land full of stress, grief, worry, sorrow, sadness, and wrong, a place which was perfect in every sense of the word perfect? He said that he only did this for many countless wisdoms that our minds cannot begin to think about. Our minds cannot begin to grasp and to really understand why Allah Azza wa Jalla sent Adam alayhi salam from paradise. He says, first and foremost, when Allah sent Adam from paradise, it wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't a negative thing, but it was the start and the beginning of his perfection, the perfection of Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. This is very important for us to all get and understand, is that our forefather Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, the first man that Allah created, he's spoken about and mentioned in the Quran in several surahs. Allah talks about him in Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah talks about the similitude of Isa being that of Adam in Surah Al-Imran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks on Adam in the very first verse of Surah An-Nisa. Allah speaks on Adam alayhi salam in chapter number 5, once again talking about his offspring, his children, when he was jealous. One's offering was accepted, the latter wasn't accepted. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he speaks on Adam alayhi salam from the beginning of the Quran Al-Kareem to the end. And from that which he tells about Adam is that he disobeyed Allah. Allah told him to do something and he didn't do it. Allah told him not to do something and he did it. And as a result, and the fruit of that, he was sent from paradise. He and his wife were sent from paradise down to earth. So the concept of Adam being disobedient or him being tricked or deceived by the whispers of the shaitan, of Iblis, one aspect is a bad and a negative thing. And from another aspect, Ibn Al-Qayyim says this was the beginning of the perfection of Adam and of his children, of his offspring. So the things that you go through on a daily basis, the things that you suffer from on a daily basis, the trials and the tribulations, the ups and the downs of the worldly life, you may look at them in a negative sense, a negative scope, health, problems, iman, finances, children, marriage, etc., studies. However, oftentimes these things are a means of you being perfected, Allah perfecting you and wanting more good for you. But you're only going to realize this according to how much knowledge you have, how much wisdom you have, and how much perception that you have been given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ibn Al-Qayyim, he says, first and foremost, the first wisdom is for Adam alayhi salam to return to Jannah in the most complete and perfect state. In the most complete and perfect state. He, the sublime, the most high, he wanted to do something. And what he wanted to do was, he wanted to allow Adam and his children to taste the bitterness of the dunya. The struggles, the depression, the sadness, the worries, the horrors, the envy, the jealousy, all of the negative elements of the worldly life, he wanted them to taste it and to experience it. And if they were raised in Jannah, all of the children of Adam, they wouldn't know any evil. They would never know harm. They would never know anything that was negative, and they wouldn't be able to appreciate and enjoy Jannah after those who came from the dunya. Everybody understand this? The wisdom of fasting is for you to appreciate food, appreciate drink, appreciate the things that Allah has made it permissible for you to enjoy and to partake in when the nighttime comes. You cannot realize the wisdom of fasting. You cannot realize the wisdom of giving sadaqah, the importance of giving charity, the virtue of giving Muslims food and things to eat until you yourself experience hunger, until you yourself realize and know what it feels like to be thirsty, knows what it feels like to be lonely. I have no wife. I have no wife at the end of the night. I sleep by myself. I wake up by myself. For a certain amount of hours out of the day during that month, you have to feel that experience as well. You cannot value Islam, the beauty of the Quran, the magnificence of this deen, and 100% until you know something about kufr and jahiliyyah. Whether you were once a non-Muslim, or whether you were raised as a Muslim but you lived in a mini jahiliyyah, or some people say in my jahiliyyah, or some brothers say before I was a Muslim, even though it comes from Bangladesh, or it comes from Guyana or Trinidad, in which I was raised as a Muslim. My parents are Muslim, my mother's Muslim, but I didn't pray. I used to drink alcohol. I slept around with girls. I had girlfriends. I listened to music. I did this and I did that. I used to smoke weed, so on and so forth. I wasn't practicing Muslim. So when a person does taste Iman, see Iman, experience Iman, and come to the beauty of the deen, he what? He values it and he honors it because he knows what is the opposite. Somebody that was quote unquote sheltered, someone that didn't experience these bellows of darkness, he can respect Islam. He can taste its sweetness, but not like the first one. Not like the what? Not like the first one.